Joseph is a true visionary. He's a really tremendous leader.
It's the impact that he's had on the school, on the students, on the people around him.
Joseph epitomizes the global citizen, and he's led the university in a direction that truly reflects that character.
We grew up in Lebanon. To further our education, we decided to go to France. A year later, Joseph decided to go to MIT. And I thought he will spend a few years, finish his PhD, and come back. About a year later, he said to me, "We're going to the United States."
And I think as an immigrant, he really is kind of a product of multiple cultures. He's really valued the importance of creating a global university, not just local to Boston. Part of that importance is not only having students from the United States explore internationally, but bringing international students to the United States and bringing them all together and really kind of share ideas, culture, experiences, which is really valuable.
He is able, like nobody I've ever seen, to be able to be very clear about where he comes from and what his education was before he came here, and then to be able to switch into living the American dream. That's maybe something that immigrants can give us that nobody else can, because they understand the gift of being in America and they understand the richness that they bring from somewhere else. And to bring it together is really the great gift. And that's, for me, what Joseph was always about.
One of his unique abilities is, languages. Whenever we would travel, even though he only might know a few words in a particular language, we were walking around Italy one time, checking out what looked like a very just kind of quaint courtyard, and he starts talking to a gentleman there. I speak French as well, but I did not understand a word of what they were saying, and he doesn't speak Italian, but somehow had a full conversation in Italian.
As an international person and an immigrant in this country, he gives me a lot of hope, and it's so inspirational and humbling to sit in front of someone so experienced and learn about their path to leadership and their path to success.
When you go attend graduation at TD Garden, you pretty much see a flag from all around the world. And I think that's just Northeastern's commitment to diversity, a different cultural experience than you might have at any other university.
Higher education defines a country, defines the way we think. And Joseph is one of the leaders in that area that is thinking how we will see that in the next 50, 100 years, how we are changing that system because of the change in society and people, and how we have to look at learning, because higher education is the foundation of a society. I don't think there is anyone that could deserve more than Joseph and his visionary thinking this award.
He has also become, at Northeastern, one of the main spokespeople in the broader nation and the broader world about the value of experiential education.
The kind of entrepreneurial drive that Joseph represents is what Northeastern is all about. Joseph is truly a visionary educator and an entrepreneur.
And while he was at MIT, he was introduced to Thanksgiving. And I said, "What is that?" So he explained it to me, and every year after that, he was coming to one of his professors' home. So when we moved to California, and he had started as a professor, I said, "Well, now is the time for you to invite your grad students." And that's what we did for years.
The beautiful thing about Joseph, and I learned this traveling with him, is that he has respect, compassion, and empathy for everybody.
No matter who you are, no matter how low you are, he's always pay attention to you. He always be kindness to you.
That's a real mark of worldliness, where you give everybody the same respect. And that is something that I always admired about Joseph.
When he decided to go to MIT, he said a funny story. He said that after he finished college, he found himself behind a closed door. As he stood there, he said, first in Arabic, then in French, then in English, he said, "Open sesame." And suddenly the door was wide open for him. And he knew then that a multicultural society was where he wanted to be.